As I am always happy to say to anybody on any day, it is indeed a good morning. And welcome to Intex News Radio, reality radio. Everybody could be a star. My name's Clinton Paris, and I am just thrilled to be and have the privilege of co-hosting this show. Mainly our topics are about national politics and how they affect people locally and what's going on, and giving people a chance to speak up and speak out and be heard as to what's happening. And so I just want to preface today's show to say a couple of things so that everybody, we're on the same page. If you've been listening to the show for the last month or so, you knew that I was beside myself as we rolled into the Kappa Conclave. And the conclave is over. Surprisingly, I needed more recuperation time than I had expected. I was a little bit less than 100%. And so for all of you people out there wondering, I am back 100% in full force. All those folks that were looking to take advantage of me in my vulnerable condition, hey, you missed your opportunity. Hope you're happy with yourselves and what you got out of it. But I'm back, y'all. So listen, you bring it on if you want to get some of this. I'm at full throttle and ready to go and excited, like I said, to be here. I do have a couple preliminary things I want to just blow off, and we're going to be joined by the professor later on, and hopefully a couple other callers calling into the show. But you can call in also, so get the number and write it down. In fact, you should make me a contact in your phone. The contact should be straight up the middle, and the phone number is 813-444-9588. 813-444-9588. And if you're listening on the InTouch News station, InTouch.com, you can also watch the show live on Facebook. We're streaming live right now on InTouch News Facebook page and also on YouTube. So hopefully you can check us out there. But if you have some comments you want to share on the political spectrum or whatever may be on your mind, do so. A couple of things I want to reflect on, though, before we dive off into all of that stuff. Got my man DJ Bezel behind the boards, back fresh from he went live in Philadelphia on us, so he's back here now, y'all. We got to fit him back in the booth, though. He's got a little swole on us. We're gonna squeeze him on back down in here. We back to where we need to be, right here behind the board, Bezel. But I'm glad you had a great time up in Philadelphia with your family and performing and just being dressed out, and going up, celebrating with the great sports hero we know as Rocky. That says a lot about America. That one of our greatest sports heroes is is Rocky. But we'll leave that where it is for now. Listen, y'all. A couple things I just want to say. This week I want to thank Tampa for showing up and showing out, particularly East Tampa, and saying goodbye to Cecilia Flannery McCarty. She passed away about a week ago. My wife's best friend, and Tampa did a great job. And particularly, let me say this to this group. I don't know how many groups are like this, but I am just thrilled by them because I grew up with them. So DJ Bezel, growing up in Tampa, I grew up in West Tampa. But we knew about something in East Tampa, and that was the legendary King High School cheerleaders. Legendary. They're legendary. We're talking 30-some years ago.
Shout out to King High. That's my high school.
King High School. I'm talking the late 1980s, mid 80s. The King High School cheerleaders were legendary. Miss Flannery just so happened, Miss McCarty rather, happened to be one of the alums, and they showed up and really gave her a great homegoing. I just thought to myself, I don't know how many schools have an auxiliary organization of that nature that 40 years, 30 years later is going to show up to give you a homegoing send-off. They did a great job, and I just want to make sure I'd say thank you, Tampa. Thank you to those ladies. Some of them look like they, uniform might could get in there. They were looking the part too. I got to give it to them. It was good going back down memory lane. They look strong. So just want to shout that out. Also, we lost an icon in Tampa, and I'm doing this because no matter where you are, there are people in your community that have worked generationally to make your community special. And I know we spend a lot of time on politics, but politics is about people. And we lost one of Tampa's icons a Mr. Robert Cole. Robert Cole, you may know him locally as Cole Barbershops. If you've been in the airports, you've seen the Cole shoe shine and barbershops and all that stuff. And he was a trailblazer, and he fought for equal rights in Tampa. There's a park named after him. Just a wonderful man. I tell you, we as a firm, he was one of our clients, and just insightful in how he looked at things. I remember one time he told we were negotiating with a gigantic multi-billion-dollar store, wanted to buy some property from him. He said to him, Cole Enterprises doesn't become Cole Enterprises by selling stuff. So what else y'all got to offer? It was just brilliant just listening to him and these multi-billionaire company sitting there in the back of a barbershop staring at this man like, I'm not sure what you're saying to us. And he said, well, we don't become Cole Enterprises by selling. So what else do you have to offer? It was quite interesting. His mind was just far beyond. He was looking for a stream of income, perpetual, if he did business with him. But he was just a great, insightful business guy, wonderful guy, helpful in the community. So many things that he did, to fight for opportunity for African Americans. He was the impetus behind the Sheriff's Black Advisory Committee, which is still an ongoing organization. And the Cole family are just anchors in our community. But wherever you are across this country, you have these people in your community as well. And they're grinding and they're doing hard work. Some of them, the names everybody knows, and some only a few people know. But we lost Mr. Robert Cole. He was a young 99. And I remember not long ago, I went by a shop one day and he was outside with a blower blowing leaves. And I said, Mr. Cole, it's mighty hot for you to be outside blowing leaves. He said, well, if I sit down too long, somebody's going to want to try to throw dirt on me. And he just was very active throughout his whole life. So I want to just give a shout out to Robert Cole, who we lost, multi-generational entrepreneur and just a star within our community. And I recommend that wherever you are, you celebrate the people who are present to be celebrated. One more housekeeping item, Bezel, before I get into some of this grungy, grimy political stuff. So in the Paris family, I am known as the favorite uncle for various reasons. One, I'm the favorite. Let's start with that. I mean, I am the favorite. There's some people trying to compete, and they put their name in it, but they don't have it like I got it, So recently,
there's always that one.
Yeah. And I'm talking. I've been at this for 30, 40 years. I didn't just start working on favorite uncle status. Right. And but I had one of my great nieces. She's going off to college. She's going off to, and I just had the information up, but she's going off to college this fall. And I was happy that we went out, and she reminded me, favorite uncle, you said if I go to college, you would get me a computer. So I wandered over. I tell you, what do you want, man? I looked at the computer, man. Bells, I'm sorry. I'm serious. I think it's like $1,400, man. I was like, here I am working on some old jalopy Toshiba, and but anyway, my brother and I, we both pitched in and got her the computer that she wanted, with our tax-free savings and student discount, and a very friendly salesperson gave us a gift card, so we got the number to handle a manageable range, and so we're shipping it off. She's going to Olivet Nazarene University. Up in Chicago, and I think she wants to eventually do something in the military maybe, but she got a scholarship, and just anyway, she's doing her part. And I'm saying that because we're sending kids back to school right now, Bezel. They're getting ready to go back to school. We asked them to go to school and do their part.
Right.
I'm saying to every adult out there, all you grown folks, do your part. Do your part. These kids didn't ask to come here. They didn't ask to be here. They are just here now. And they are our future. We better invest in them like we invest in going, down to the cigar bar.
100%.
We need to invest in them. And it doesn't have to be your kid. Feel free to support a student, a teacher. I wish we had teacher uniforms, right? So that when you saw a teacher at the grocery store, you could say, let me get your grocery for you. Or you saw them out to dinner, you could say, thank you for your service. Let me get your dinner. We need a teacher uniform or a hat or something. So that teachers can be celebrated because I think there are more people that want to celebrate teachers that don't have a mechanism for doing so. But I just encourage everybody, if you're connected any way, shape, or fashion to a student, really, really encourage students. There are back-to-school programs going on today. In fact, I want to mention one. New Hope Missionary Baptist Church today is having its back to school program. I think it starts at 10 o'clock. There's going to be food and some other entertainment and things of that nature. But the best thing is there will be academic and education people there that can give out information, and they're going to be giving out bags and things of that nature. So we want to encourage everyone to consider wherever you are in this community. Kids are going back to school. Support these kids. And I don't know, you're talking about, well, it's not my kid, but you may be supporting the kid that cures cancer. You may be supporting that kid that creates something, that creates the iPhone or something, and that benefits all of society. So we all in this thing together, and we need to act that way, and cheer these teachers on. They're out. They're trying, y'all. You know your kids. I know your kid. You know your kids, and you don't even want to do. You're like happy they're going back to school, right? You're like, hey, man, it's school time, yay, right? Boy, these teachers got your kid all day. So let's support our teachers and educators, and hopefully we will have a great and exciting school year going on in 2023-24. Okay, y'all. So all right, on the politics. Another crazy week, man. This stuff. You can't. It's kind of like, excuse me. It's kind of like some of the police TV shows we see, which are based on real cases. Like Law and Order. They get real. They go get. Those writers don't go make this stuff up in a corner. They actually open up a file. Hey, let's pull this case, and they make it into a story. This stuff we're seeing with our politics, you cannot make it up. You cannot make it up. And the absurdity of what was done after the 2020 election is finally kind of starting to take shape. People thought, well, this is just wrong. You can't just go around saying and doing this stuff. And guess what? You can't. It's criminal. And it felt criminal when we were seeing it. It felt like this can't be the America that we keep professing that we are. And so this week we had our third indictment of Donald Trump, along with, I think it's 8 co-conspirators. And the funny part is, conspirator number one, Bezel, who's conspirator co-conspirator number one is?
It's your boy, Giuliani.
Giuliani, man, America's mayor. I mean, you can't, if you were to write the screen, I want to say, who can we make the number one let's make it the guy that used to prosecute mob figures, Rudy Giuliani. Who knows better how to, run a mob operation? So we had this third indictment, and my understanding is they gave Donald Trump the option. Do arraignment by Zoom. You don't have to come in, but he wasn't having. He was not going to have it. And now my understanding is he's pissed off because the judge called him Mr. Trump. He wants to be called, I don't know, President Trump or whatever he wants to be called. So we got Trump indicted, which is third time. And we're still waiting on the possibility of indictment coming out of Atlanta. And that's likely to be. And see, here's the difference is, if he wins, he gets in the race in 2024 and he wins it, which I don't know what America becomes in the world if he wins in 24, because he's going to go on a vengeance mission. You still have the prosecution in Atlanta, which is a state crime for his interference in their election with the infamous perfect phone call where he asked for thousands of votes be found. Interesting. So anyway, we got a caller calling. Let's take this first caller. Good morning, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Professor Seabrook. I'm calling from I-75.
I-75, man. Good. Hopefully you're keeping it straight up the middle. If you're on the road there, we don't want you to get in trouble. Good morning, Professor. Where you heading off to?
Alabama. We're going to pick up the grand. He's been gone for a month. I missed that little guy, but school starts next week, so got to get him back home.
Got it. Now, all right, then. Well, we want you to be safe. Well, I appreciate you calling in. I was just chatting about this third indictment that came down on Donald Trump. Donald Trump last week, and they're trying to think, okay, is this from your perspective when you heard about the indictment? What were your thoughts?
Well, we knew it was coming, and I hate to. Let me not say we. I knew it was coming. It was inevitable. I mean, they've been broadcasting that, so it was expected. Interestingly enough, I came across what was that woman's name that was giving him that crazy advice? Sydney somebody.
Sidney Powell. Sidney Powell.
Yeah, Sydney Powell. Um, and admittedly, I kind of believe some of the stuff she was telling them back in the day because we didn't know any better, right? But I came across a British equivalent of her, Dr. Jan somebody, who was talking about this indictment and saying what a blunder that Jack Smith did because now Trump can subpoena witnesses and he can present his side of the argument, which only has to be compelling enough to show doubt the reason why he's still stuck on this election being stolen, which a great many of Republicans do feel the same way. But she referenced the executive order that Donald Trump crafted back in 2018. Obviously, this was before the 2020 election, but given what happened in 2016, blah, blah, blah. So I found that interesting that she would reference that because I couldn't find a tie-in. And so me and my right-leaning friends on Twitter and Instagram, I was asking them, and they swear up and down. I think these people Sidney Powell allegiance to because they swear up and down Donald Trump as this airtight case. Now, since he now has a microphone if it gets to that point.
All right, let me do me a favor real quick, if you could. Hold on, Professor. We got to take a quick break. And when we come back, I'm going to let you expound on exactly how that benefits him. How does that benefit what Trump is trying to do? This is In-Text News Radio, reality radio. Everybody could be a star. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call Herman White at 961-6661. That's 961-6661.
We're playing your favorite old school. Today's R&B. With a smooth touch of jazz. You're listening to In Touch Radio.
By now, we're all aware of the dangers of COVID-19. Like others with existing health issues, cancer patients are at a high risk due to their compromised condition. If you are newly diagnosed with cancer, your care likely can't wait. Moffitt Cancer Center is the best place for your cancer concerns and to provide guidance to help you plan your next steps. We're here for you. Call 1-888-456-2839 or go to moffitt.org/here for you.
Call Ricky. Ask Ricky. You need medical or a lawyer? I got the man to do the legwork for you. We tried the other ones before, so believe we hunted down 813-248-6300. Everything gon' be okay. Call Ricky, he coming. He taking care of state of Florida. Grab a pen or sundown. 1-800-361-RICK. That's 1-800-361-7425. Never word from the point forward, just recline. Just ask Ricky, plus your boy statewide. Just in case you missed it, I'ma tell you one more time. 1-800-361-RICK. Call Ricky, ask Ricky is a legal medical referral service. The doctors and lawyers in our network are trained in handling auto injury claims and giving you the best medical treatment and recovery. Dial 1-844-361-RICK. That's 1-844-361-7425. Call Ricky. Ask Ricky.
In Touch Radio, where you can listen to a cruising flow of smooth soul and jazz. Today's R&B, a fun touch of hip-hop and gospel.
All my music on one station.
Giving you a buffet of music, news, and entertainment. We're In Touch Radio.
Radio, reality radio, if I could be a star. Appreciate everybody listening in this Saturday morning. Listen, keep the suggestions. Yeah, I've been getting suggestions on ways that we can celebrate teachers. And I want to encourage y'all, keep it coming. Keep it coming, see what we can do with this thing. So anyway, I've got the professor on the phone. The professor was saying, well, about time Donald Trump gets a chance to tell his side of the story with this indictment. Professor, how does that benefit Donald Trump, though?
Well, I'm looking at the executive order because, again, I'm keeping an open mind myself, but I tend to think there may be some credence to now Donald Trump actually getting a chance in a court where his lawyers say, I pray that they don't let Donald Trump do much talking because he's going to shoot himself in the foot. There'll be a bunch of friendly fire. I mean, everyone's going to be in trouble if they don't talk too much. But if his lawyers do the right thing, then I'm looking at this section 1 of his 2018 executive order. I just want to read what I think is pertinent to what these people are saying. And it's saying, section 1, section A, says not later than 45 days the United States election, the Director of National Intelligence, in consultation with the heads of agencies, shall conduct an assessment of any information indicating any person acting as an agent of or on behalf of foreign government has acted with the intent or purpose. So I think now what.
Hello, Professor. Yeah, you're breaking up. I think the line that he's going is that under that resolution issued by Donald Trump, that there was an obligation for there to be an investigation if there was, and I want to say the suspicion of foreign influence. I don't think that may not have been intended for the situation at hand. But the implication is Donald Trump now gets to tell his story. And my first thought when I started thinking about Donald Trump telling a story, for some reason I have this picture of a monkey with a machine gun in a crowd. Hello, Professor. We lost you for a few minutes there. You were just explaining to us, about the resolution. Go ahead and continue.
Right. So I think this is enough. If you heard what I read from section 1,
about the 45 days.
A of section 1.
Right.
Did you hear most of that, right?
Yes.
So
Hey, Professor, you still there? We're being technologically challenged. I told Bezel, I knew his head was going to be stuffed to fit back in. Excuse us while we make this correction, though. But we're going to get the professor back on the phone and have him expound on how the section is referring to in Resolution 2018 actually applies to vindicating Donald Trump or exculpating him from the crisis that he's in criminally. Most of the time when you're in a case like this, you don't want the accused talking. You don't want them talking. They're not as smart as they think they are. Their narcissism makes them think that. All right, Professor.
Okay.
We're gonna do a GoFundMe. We're gonna get you off that Boost Mobile. We got to bump you up, man. You cannot drive out of state on Boost Mobile. I tell you that, right? That's a county. Okay, go ahead. So tell us more about why the section applies and will benefit Trump.
Right. I think what they're doing with the whole Devin Archer, what came out of that testimony of Devin Archer, and what Republicans and Trump supporters already are thinking, there's enough that when Congress comes back from their break in September, there's enough to tie Joe Biden up, but also to make the point, because if they can make enough noise with what Devin Archer said, Biden being involved on the calls, and we know what it means to be on the call. Everyone's got that homeboy. You don't have to say anything, but just, hey, clear your voice, let them know I'm in the room, that whole thing. I mean, it's just crazy how they're trying to spin it. There was no influence. That's exactly what that was. But the fact that that type of language is in this 2018 executive order, I think there's enough to definitely win the case, because they have to prove that Donald Trump didn't believe those things, and Donald Trump still believed those things. So I don't know how you can try to prove someone didn't believe something back then that he still says he believes to this day. So
you're right about that. That is absolutely one approach. I would be terrified if I'm Republicans of a Donald Trump trial of any sort during an election. And here's why. Every day we'll be talking about Donald Trump and his trial. Every day. Every day, Donald Trump and his trial. And at no point in time we'll be talking about Donald Trump and the election, Donald Trump and his agenda, or the Republican agenda. And I'm not talking just at the national level. I'm talking all the way down. And so slowly, from my understanding of timing, the infrastructure bill projects are going to start to be hitting towards the fall. And all of a sudden, you're going to have week after week, major announcement of a new bridge, major announcement of massive construction in some area, major announcement of contribution. And every one of those, you're going to see Joe Biden telling America, I'm delivering for you. I just don't know how any other Republican gets any voice to speak. That's what I think the strategy right now is. Now, I don't think the Biden, if you took the worst that could come out of the Hunter Biden investigations, that Hunter Biden was collecting money that ultimately was for the benefit of Joe Biden. I got news for Republicans. Democrats don't care. What I care about.
We don't care what Democrats care about.
I'm just telling you.
So, they're not voting for our.
Well, let's flip it over then, right? It sounds like to me then Republicans care about that investigation, but you already got the Republican vote. So I don't see. So the outcome of that doesn't move the needle one way or the other. So I don't. I think
nice
it's.
try, counselor.
You're not gonna no banana in the tailpipe. Okay, go ahead with your thoughts.
Yep. The CNN poll the other day: 69% of Republicans and plus Republican-leaning independents. So as long as you can have the conversation about independence, that's where it is. Donald Trump is going to be the Republican nominee. We have to deal with the independent vote. We don't care about what Democrats, because Democrats already proven that Congress, Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi already shown they have no credibility. They relied just as much to get Donald Trump out of office, and now they're trying to act like there's some meat and potatoes to it. But what also is going to come out in this investigation is the stuff that Nancy Pelosi was suppressing, all the stuff, these state investigations that states took upon themselves when, remember, they changed the laws the night before, with delegates, and I don't know all the particulars, but there's enough there to show how the old guard was just lying on Trump anyway. Now, to your point about Joe Biden can barely read the teleprompter and stay on prompt. See, it's one thing. Trump's issue was he wouldn't even read the teleprompter. He started saying goodly and badly.
Well, you put a couple of words together. I think that you can't do that, and that is Trump and Reed. I don't think you put those two. I don't think Trump can read. Well, so allegedly. So
well, that's as bad as saying Biden and walking upstairs. I mean, you can't put those two together either. Biden does not. They don't want Biden out in public. He mumbles. He falls asleep. He is not the picture of health. I do agree with you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
So with that being said, I think I'm just with these investigations. I just don't know how the Republicans get any other. So the message is going to be we're investigating Hunter Biden and they're persecuting Trump. If that's all that the message is, and slowly the turn, because Pence's turn.
That's the mainstream media.
Exactly. So how do you?
Let's remember, the mainstream media is in bed with the Democrat Party, not the Republican Party. But that's what the voting public has known since 2016. So what you guys are going to have to do is now try to prove why what you're saying about Trump is different and all of a sudden true now, because you you have not been able to stop this man.
All right, listen.
Now, I do believe that they want him to be the nominee. That's their strategy. I think the Democrats want Trump as a nominee because they think that Biden can beat Trump. Although the latest polls show that Trump leads all candidates, even the incumbent president who's running. So, yeah, so they want, what they're banking on is that this whole Trump derangement syndrome is going to kick back in, and people are going to start just losing their minds because the orange man is so bad, blah, blah, blah. And they think that they can beat the down ballots as far as other Republicans on the ticket. Well, I believe that is their strategy.
It may
but
be.
It's one that I would love to go up against.
Well, you know what I think?
I don't think Republicans. Yeah,
I think you're gonna get your wish. And unfortunately, in addition to just being so wrong about so many things, we all know that you're really a good person. Because look at your grandpa on the road going to pick up the get the grandkids back in time for school and whatnot. Thank you, Professor, for calling in. Appreciate you, my brother. Be safe out there, and I look forward to having you back on the show soon. All right, man. Take care. All right, y'all. That's Professor Tony Seabrook, man, on the road. What he said, he called himself, he's in higher education. He wants that uniform for teachers, too. So we'll see what we can come up with. Listen, In Touch News Radio, reality radio, everybody can be a star. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Hey, this is Agent Wright, better known as Mr. Clean. You looking for some great barbecue? Come see them two brothers in the grill, located at 423 Virginia Street, Charleston, West Virginia. We got ribs, chicken, pulled pork, brisket, collard greens, mac and cheese, baby. Come get some and get you a nice, smooth cigar. 304-550-4431. That is 304-550-4431. Come get some, baby. The Rib Man, mama, the Rib Man.
Jazz at Miss Connie's House is brought to you by Ray Williams Funeral Home, providing the highest quality, professional, and caring service for your family. Call Jeffrey Rhodes at 813-253-3419. That's 813-253-3419. Or visit him at 301 North Howard Avenue, Tampa, Florida. Ray Williams Funeral Home, for the finest care and quality service.
You've been injured, you deserve help from an attorney that knows how to handle your injury claim. This is Attorney Clinton Paris from the Law Office of Clinton Paris. For over a decade, I worked for insurance companies, and now I use that knowledge and experience to help people that have been injured. For a free consultation, call me, Attorney Clinton Paris, at 813-413-7924. That's 813-413-7924, or at parislawoffice.com. At the Law Office of Clinton Paris, we take the pain out of being hurt. Offices, Riverview.
Hey, it's your boy, Nephew Tommy. I want to invite you to join me at the Kappa Alpha Psi family outing at Riverfront Park on Saturday, July 22nd at Riverfront Park in Tampa, Florida. Now listen, this event will feature Kappa Step teams from USF, FAMU, Decatur, and many, many more during the Stomp Down Kappa edition. DJ Zay will keep the party going while you enjoy food from some of the best food trucks in Tampa. Live entertainment, play zones for the kids, shopping, and free health screenings. All right, sponsored in part by Genentech and Moffitt Cancer Center. So stop what you're doing right now and go to KappaConclave23.com. That's KappaConclave23.com today. Buy your tickets and I'll see you there. You finna kick it with the Nukes, baby. Yay, yay. Sweet Nuke.
We're playing your favorite old school. Today's R&B.
Okay.
With a smooth touch of jazz. You're listening to In Touch Radio.
Calling in the Trent show. Trent, the radio show. He's calling the show? Yeah, he just told me to call the show.
All right, we're back live on In Touch News Radio, reality radio. Everybody can be a star again. My name is Clinton Paris. I am the co-host of Straight Up the Middle on In Touch News. We mainly talk about politics, but other things that touch people's lives. And of course, behind all of this is a little bit of therapy for me, and I enjoy it. I appreciate you all listening in. and whatnot. But let me just give you a little announcement. I know we just heard nephew Thomas say go to Kappa Conclave 2023 to go to the family outing. Don't do that. You missed it. It's already happened. That event's over. As you can tell, we're still in wind down celebration. But don't think you're gonna go register and get it. Don't go buy a ticket. Don't do it. You will not be. No one will be there to meet you when you go to the event. So do not go to Kappa Conclave 2023 and get a ticket. Just be ready next time we roll the nukes through for that big event. So anyway, I got a caller on the phone. Good morning, caller. Where you calling from and what's your name? Good morning, caller.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, sir, man. Good morning, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Deshawn Glenn. I'm calling from New Hope Missionary Baptist Church.
All right, New Hope. Okay, so what's going on at New Hope today?
Good morning. Just wanted to announce to everybody we have just started our annual back to school kickoff. Right now we have going on until 2 p.m. this afternoon. We are giving out supplies, school supplies for the kids, for elementary, middle, high school. We have Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office and their assets are here. By assets, I mean we have the mounted unit, our horses. Okay. We have the Marine unit. They brought an airboat for the kids.
Okay.
We have our SWAT team. They brought their Bearcat. We have our slingshot here. We have K9. We have 2 dogs.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Motorcycles. We have motorcycles for you. The kids are very welcome to come.
Okay.
Get inside any of these vehicles, take pictures while they're picking up their supplies, and we also have free food.
So tell me, where's New Hope located?
New Hope is located at 3005 East Ellicott. It's on the corner of Ellicott and 30th Street in East Tampa. It is an indoor event. However, the assets are outside.
Now, let me ask you, not to get too personal, do you have kids in school or kids in the school system or something along those lines?
I do not have kids.
Got it. So why are you then? I'm just trying to think. You seem like you're putting a lot of time, effort, and energy into something that's not directly in your, beneficial sphere. Why are you working on an event like this?
Because our children are our future. I did raise a child as a single mother, and I am aware and I fully understand what it means that every little bit helps, and I understand what community resources are. And sometimes people are not aware of what kind of resources they can get. Right now we have mental health here.
Okay.
We have the law offices of Clinton Parish here. We have Hillsborough County Tax here. We have job recruitment and screening here as well. We have a company here called Health Care Plus for free insurance. So anything that we can do to help the community learn where their free resources are.
You mentioned, did you say job recruitment as well?
The Sheriff's Office recruitment and screening is here for civilian and foreign positions.
So I want to tell a personal story because I can remember going to this event. I know it's been years now, 7, 8. It may have been more years. And they were doing that. And I literally got on the phone with a young man who had just graduated USF. He said, hey, the Sheriff's Office, they're here recruiting. I connected the young lady that was there, and that young man has been employed by the Sheriff's Office now for a number of years and is progressing well in his career. So it is true that you all recruit at this event. And with the number of law enforcement people, it sounds like it's going to be pretty safe.
Yes.
To come over. It sounds like it's going to be a good place to be at for the afternoon, though. What
it's
about
a great place to be.
Yeah, keep
right now.
Let me keep it culturally real. What about refreshment? What y'all got? What you got over there? Y'all got a little something? At least keep me going. Get my calorie count up.
Got the calorie count up. We have some Cuban sandwiches.
Oh, mucho bueno.
We have some Italian ice here because we know it's hot outside.
Yes.
We have, what am I looking at? We have some yogurt for the little healthier ones. We have some pastries. We have some cookies and chips and little stuff like that. We have some apple juice and orange juice. We got a little mixture.
Now,
little mixture. We're not trying to feed you dinner, but
Right.
We understand. We appreciate you coming out. And that's kind of why we spread out our resources. We want the kids to come, but we know the parents or an adult brings the kids. So therefore, we have something for everybody in the family.
Now, so this is at New Hope Missionary Baptist Church, 3005 East Ellicott. I think that's the corner of 30th and, is it Louisiana or?
Ellicott.
30th and Ellicott.
30th in Ellicott or 30th in Louisiana. We take up that whole corner. The assets are closer to Louisiana, and the front part of the church. The mounted unit is right up front on Ellicott.
Got it. Oh, well, it sounds exciting. Now, okay, so some people get nervous about church. So I assume we're announcing this. It goes beyond members, right?
Correct. This is for the entire community.
Got it. And you said elementary supplies for elementary students, middle school, and high school. And high school. Yes. And also, again, I know how people can be about coming to everybody. Some people come 3 days a week. Are they required to accept God as their Savior? They gotta kneel down and pray. Do they have to do anything but show up and say thank you?
That's it.
That's it. Just show up and say thank you.
Come out. This is a community event, as I stated. This is just to help the kids, hopefully get them started for their school year. And also we have, like I said, we have something for the family, the parents, some resources to get, some jobs.
Got it. Well,
we got a little bit of everything.
All right. Well, thank you very much for calling in. Appreciate it. And thank you more so for your work to provide opportunity for kids very much. That's Deshaun over at New Hope Missionary Baptist Church. 3005 East Ellicott. Get over there, get your kids' stuff, and I appreciate you listening in, Deshaun.
All right, thank you.
All right, you take care.
Y'all have a good day and be safe.
All righty, then. That was Deshaun calling in from the New Hope Missionary Baptist Church over there. I mean, listen, and I know across the country there are back-to-school events. Bells, I don't remember a lot of when I was a kid, back-to-school events. I don't remember all this free stuff. You go around and collect your bags, you're good to go.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I don't think I had that.
There are so many back-to-school events, I tell you. Every now and again, I'll do some cleanup at the house. And my kids are in college. Guess what I find?
What did you find?
A back-to-school bag. We picked up somewhere at some event. They were having an event somewhere. We got some loose leaf paper or a 3-ring binder.
It's becoming a thing now, this back-to-school
it's good, though.
Event. It's good because back in the day, before they used to have, the school used to supply a lot of the stuff.
You had a little school store. You go to, in my school, we buy one pencil and cut up in 3 pieces. Make that baby work. Stretch it out. So, and I know wherever you are around the country listening in, that there are ongoing events that are supporting our students. I'm just beside myself, Belza, because I come to Tampa on the simple idea: get an education. That's all my mom knew. That's all. She didn't have one. My mom could barely read or write. Couldn't go to school back up in Georgia, and she said, "Go to school and get an education." And that's all. That was a game plan. My whole game plan was just, we'll figure out what to do when they say this thing is done, what to do with it. But for right now, we're going to school. We're gonna make some grades. I'm not gonna say I was totally Mr. Goody Two Shoes, but it was clear when I was in school, and from early on all the way through, I was there to get an education. And I just think that there's so many of our kids that could benefit our society if the adults will do their part. Work with these kids, create an environment. I just can imagine the face of some of these young kids. They show up at an event like this. And it sounds like to me that our sheriff has rolled out the red carpet. I mean, she didn't know, but the slingshot is enough. Man, that little thing is so fancy. And then he's got the horses out there and all the other stuff.
The whole SWAT team, everything.
And think about this. I recall a young man getting a job at that event. This may have been 7, 8 years ago. And he's working for the sheriff's office. These things are important, and there's little different because that young man is married. He's got 2 kids, beautiful kids, family. He's bought a home. He's pouring back in our community, and all that kind of stuff starts with these little events like this. So these events make a difference. I want to encourage everybody, wherever you are around this country, and you have kids, no need. These events are there to help. Go, pick up some events, and there'll be administrators there. You may have questions about your school, the kid's school district, things that may be going on. I can remember my mom. I was a math whiz. But I'm gonna make it quick. Quick story. I was a math whiz. Don't mess with me in my math now. And my mom knew that if you didn't challenge me in math, well, I was gonna challenge the class. Nobody was gonna learn nothing. And so she took me to school one day early, before school started, 6th grade at Quest. I remember she wanted to tell the people, listen, y'all, do not give this boy regular math, because he's going to finish, and then he's going to make the other students his math. So you need to make sure he's challenged. They said, we got a special math class. And they took me and put me in special education, which was absolutely reverse of what needed to be. They were in there showing you how to wash your hands and flush the toilet.
They showed you how to ride that bus.
That didn't last too long either. Anyway,
this
y'all,
is the bus you get on now.
Yeah. Anyway, so but it was on a bus. So anyway, we're gonna take another break, y'all. Pay a few bills, and come back. I want to talk a little bit about what is happening over in Africa with Niger and France, and about this upcoming debate on Fox News. Is Donald Trump going to show? Is it a good idea show or not? And also for you, if you want to call in, 813-444-9588, 813-444-9588. For all y'all people that complain I don't let you call, that's your chance. All right, we'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Hi, I'm Angela Birdsong, and during the week, they call me the Medicare lady. I help people successfully transition onto Medicare, sometimes Medicaid. I also help people with life insurance, long-term care insurance, and annuities. Please do not try to navigate Medicare without me. It's complicated. 813-476-4837.
Hey, this is Agent Wright, better known as Mr. Clean. You looking for some great barbecue? Come see them two brothers in the grill, located at 423 Virginia Street, Charleston, West Virginia. We got ribs, chicken, pulled pork, brisket, collard greens, mac and cheese, baby. Come get some and get you a nice, smooth cigar. 304-550-4431. That is 304-550-4431. Come get some, baby. The Rib Man, mama, the Rib Man.
In Touch Radio, the most loved station across the nation. In Touch Radio. Tell a friend. In Touch Radio.
All right, we're back live on In Touch News Radio, reality radio. Everybody could be a star. Clint Parrish here, flying solo as always. Listen, you listen on the In Touch News page. You can website. You can also watch on Facebook. You can watch on YouTube, and you can always go back later and stream the show. Check out what's happening here. The show, the design of the show is to be informative and also a little bit. It is therapy. Get my therapy. I just feel so fleshed out after I finish the show. It's much better than me sitting in my car talking to myself, because I'm always afraid, Bezel, of something when I'm talking to myself. I'm always afraid of, guess what? My fear is, guess what?
Is answering back to yourself?
I will answer myself back, and I'm in a conversation I can't get out. And you see those guys walking around downtown, they're talking to them. See, that's my fear. I'm afraid that if one day I'm going to answer myself, and then it's on, because I know who's going to win.
I'm with you.
So anyway, so this is better. This is better than me. Sitting in my car with the windows up, talking to myself. People staring at you. So just want to encourage you out there wherever you are that there are issues. Everybody's got issues. So be thoughtful about it. And on the political sphere, a couple of things I want to touch on that I'm watching develop. A lot of what I see in our political diaspora is not about the politics or the issues. It's about economics. Half the people in the Republican race, they don't have a hell's chance of winning, but they're going to make a bunch of money. They're going to walk away with millions in their pocket, tens and 20 million, millions of dollars, elevated status within their political party, book writing deals. And so there's an economic component to politics now that I think is unfortunate, and it influences the politics more than the issues or the people affected by the politics. So from that perspective, we're looking at this debate coming up, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, if I'm Donald Trump, I'm leading by this large margin. I have been leading by this large margin. Most of the people in the race I already beat in the past, right? Why do I need to go on stage with them and elevate their status, put them next to me? Why do I need to do that? So as we go forward towards this Republican debate, if Donald Trump shows up, what's the story at the debate, Bells? Any idea? What would the story be if Donald Trump shows up? The storyline would read Republican debates and Donald Trump is showing up, right?
Yeah, I mean.
All right, now, he shows up, right? That's if he shows up.
If he shows up.
If he doesn't show up, what's the storyline?
Here's the debate.
Donald Trump didn't show up. So what's the debate? There is no upside for him showing up. Strategically, I know they're saying, "Well, we want to see them side by side." For what? They don't rule side by side. You want to see them side, but they wouldn't govern side by side. So that's,
Yeah.
And there's nothing new you're going to learn about Donald Trump standing on stage. What you'll learn about are the other people, and somehow they're going to have to figure out how do we take the story from Donald Trump. Well, Chris Christie's tried. He showed up in Ukraine. Unfortunately for him, he looked like the Pillsbury Doughboy, allegedly, as he waddled around outside and was visiting sites. But they've got to create some kind of story. Tim Scott, he has some kind of a town hall meeting or summit thing. Mike Pence, he finally came out and said Donald Trump lost the election. So they got to figure out some kind of way to get some news. Otherwise, everything goes to Donald Trump.
I mean, you think Pence is really going to – I mean, a lot of Republicans don't like Pence.
He's maybe the best Republican standing when it's all said and done. Nikki Haley's lightweight. I want to say it. Tim Scott was black when he started. He's going to be black when he finished. And they're not voting after what Obama did. No. No. They're not voting for him. So what do you got? We got Ramaswamy. His name's too difficult to pronounce.
Yeah, I can't pronounce that name.
He's not going. He's not. So I don't know that there's a value strategically to Donald Trump showing up at the debate. It's kind of like preseason. You don't put your best teams against each other in preseason.
Well, what about your boy DeSantis? Did he drop out?
No, but he's irrelevant. Nobody likes him. Nobody likes him. And nobody likes him in the Republican Party because they're the ones telling us they don't like him. We don't know. They're telling us we don't like this guy.
Well, they said they didn't like Donald Trump, but they still, voted for Trump when he went.
But they're scared of Donald. I mean, that's different. They got but trust me, none of those folks want to battle with Donald Trump, and mix it up with him. But the last thing I'll say is this, also that's happening around the world. There is a shift of power happening in Africa. Niger is in the midst of a coup, telling France, pack up and get out. Other countries are as well, and they control a large part of the world's uranium, which is the fuel that fuels nuclear reactors and nuclear energy sources. So this might be quite interesting how this plays itself out. There's the awakening in Niger may be reminiscent of what the awakening needs to happen in America about our power base. We have a lot more power in the minority and communities of culture that needs to come together and exert itself. But listen, that is a discussion for another day. Listen, I just checked the clock and I can see that it's time that we get up out of here. I want to encourage everybody, wherever you are, in this season as we go bring our summer to a close, I really want you to think about it, whether it's directly or indirectly. How can you support a teacher? I want you to consider adopting an anonymous class, just some class. Some teacher tell the teacher, listen, I'm adopting your class, and for the year, I will be supporting your class with whatever it may be. And I know you high rollers out there. Think about this. I did this one year when my nephew was teaching. We got classroom shirts. He got with me and had a little organization, and we did some shirts for the class, and I threw a pizza party, and I went in there and got to pretend like I was him for a day, and they said it was supposed to be was a teach-in, but I was, I did a little bit more than that. So I just want to encourage you to think of ways you can support a teacher, and if there's a student out there that you can support, because I'm telling you, man, I went and got my niece with my brother's help a laptop bezel. I announced it in the store that I bought this for this young lady to go off to college, and she was going to change the world. I stood in front of the Apple store and took a picture. I just felt so full giving to somebody else, because I know along the way there were so many people that gave me little or nothing, and it really made a difference in the end. And I want to make sure we do that going forward. So anyway, enough of me rambling on. Listen, y'all, have a great Saturday. Get out there and do what you're going to do. I want you to stick around because you got Stay Woke coming up next. And as always, they are going to bring the funk. All right, everybody, have a great day. In Touch News Radio, reality radio, everybody can be a star. We'll see you back here again next week.
Peace.
Thank you, my man.